What's going on, y'all? Bring it in, bring it in. Um, I'm giving out this question because I'm a bit frustrated right now. Um, from the riots to the deaths that seem to be a reoccurring event, and in this time, it's like we need answers. We need answers. We need results. We need plan. We need strategy. We need direction. We need a lot of things right now. Um, the title of this is what are we doing, right? And this is I'm just speaking to my people right now. Um, what is the goal that we're trying to achieve right now? It's not many people that really have a valid reason as to why the riots are going on. The protesting, I understand. Um, I think what's so frustrating for me is like when you talk about the protesting, we go back years and we talk about Martin Luther King. We want to talk about Malcolm X, and it's like okay, but we're still dealing with the same issues. We're still dealing with racial injustice, police brutality, um, black people still trying to um, feel as if they're human, if they're equal, um, and so it's like I'm on the fence because I do understand the frustration and the pressure that we're up under as black people, and we're trying to find ways to have our voice heard because we feel like we're being ignored. We feel like um, white people um, aren't listening. They don't care. Um, so we lash out, which is where the riots come from. And I think what's most disturbing behind them is that at the end of the day, when the fires go out, when the ashes are there, when the buildings are destroyed, businesses are shutting down, it's okay. What are we left with? And then what exactly did we accomplish during that? I think that's the question we really have to ask ourselves. But I feel like as black people, why is it so easy for us to get behind um, something with a negative aspect behind it, but we can't show up to these events that go on with community meetings, trying to get laws changed and um, getting the people that look like us in our neighborhood with the police department to where we don't have to worry about a lot of this stuff going on. Attacking city council because everybody wants to point the finger at Trump. White House this, the White House that, Trump this, Trump that. But what are you doing in your own city to change the rules that's going on with the places that you live that have a direct impact on your livelihood? It's very easy to try to look up and look past what's already right there in your face. I got connections in, Hollywood, Florida, Lakeland, Florida, now Tampa. I know people in Orlando. So I guess I'll speak specifically to Lakeland and to Tampa. Everyone out there, ready to protest. Some of them even ready to riot. But are you really for change? Or are you just doing it because it's a trend right now? It's something to do, something to get likes for, something to get views for. Are you really behind the cause? Because I feel like a lot of people are fugazi. They doing it because it's hot right now. It's the thing to talk about. God, I feel like if you're really for change, you'll be going to these community events. actually trying to pay attention to what the hell is going on in your city, what laws are being passed, who is actually, the mayor, what they stand for, and things of those sort. When we get our ballots that come out, everybody waiting for the presidential ballot. What about the one that's for your sheriffs and again your local government? What about those? Nobody wants to talk about that. That's the conversation that needs to be talked about. Those are the things that actually get the change that we cry so much about on social media that we so-called want. I'm frustrated from both sides because I'm tired of the fake activists, and then I'm tired of the bullshit that we have to go through as black people. I'm a black man in America, and in 2020, it sucks that I have a target on my back just because of the way that I look. It sucks that my traffic stop might be different from Joe Doe over there just because of the color of my skin. I can't walk down a neighborhood that I might technically might not be a part of, but I might see it as a shortcut to get to my destination at night without being harassed because of the color of my skin. So I'm torn. Like this really it touches me, and it I have a lot of emotion behind this because it makes no sense. Like I said, like there are answers that need to come from this conversation. These acts that we are taking part in, it has to be a solution that comes with it. You just can't be out here just destroying shit just because it's a thing to do. Black people, like, when we see something going on, why don't we step in? Why do we allow it to just happen? I ended up talking to some guy, and I got into it with him on social media about this Floyd situation with his passing, and I realized that black people also have a part in the bystander effect. And the bystander effect is basically you see something going on, and instead of intervening, we just sit there and well, that's got nothing to do with me. Why? Why is that? But all through my timeline is, oh, we need to help out each other. We need to spread more love. It starts by actually showing love and not just talking about it. Your actions, how he used to tell us when we was growing up, your actions speak louder than your words. So you guys, yeah, y'all are out there, y'all are actively protesting, for the movement. What movement is it? What is it exactly? And is this the only time that the movement matters? Because I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I would like to know, why is it that us as black people, we choose and pick when we want to be supportive? What I can say that comes out of this as the impact of his death, because I feel like Floyd's death came at a very crucial time in 2020, and I compare his death similar to ones of Rodney King, and what came from that, and the impact that had on America as a whole. So I love that white people and people that don't look like the brown, black, and yellow are actually out here, excuse me, supporting us more than they ever have. And it's visual. I love that. We need to have more of that, because if we actually want the change, then they have to be a part of the change as well. But at the same token, we have to do better by taking care of our own communities. We're so worried about street cred and what someone is going to think of us that we won't even do the right thing because of someone else's opinion. But in the same token, when that opinion affects you, now you want to fight. Y'all want to get on live. Oh, this pussy bitch got me fucked up, or this fuck nigga got me fucked up. He got to see by me. Why is it so much of where's that same energy when you see somebody else is in trouble, in distress? Where's that same energy at? For a man, let's dig a little deeper. A black man beating on a black woman. Lord have mercy. For other black men to allow that to happen is one of the most sickening things I could see in our community. A man disrespecting a woman, calling her out of her name, just going haywire. Where are the real black men at that step up and say, hey, bro, chill. It's not that serious. You would rather fight that man than to have him disrespect a black woman. Where's that at? Where's that energy at? Because I don't see it. We want to talk about black on black crime. It's obvious. It's white on white crime. It's Hispanic on Hispanic. But this is a black man talking to black people. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to stop it? It starts by trying to change the mindset of every individual that we have any type of interaction with. Floyd's death, he did not die in vain. What it should do, it should change our mindsets on how do we go about getting the change that we say that we desire so much. We cry about change. How are we going to get that change? When we going out here, we got these. I need our leaders, quote unquote, of all of these cities. They got all these different organizations here and churches here and come join this here. Where are y'all at when we need y'all to organize some things? Instead of being in the back, just watching. Y'all are our Martin Luther Kings, our Malcolm X's of today. You are who the people should be looking towards for a direction. On the phone, hey man, hey brother, man, I feel some type of way, man. We need to get together and do something. Don't worry about it, brother. I got it handled. That's how I feel it should be. But we don't have those leaders right now. Everybody's too worried about a following to speak out how they truly feel. This is social media. People are going to have an opinion of you regardless of whether you're doing good or doing bad. So if that's the case, why not go out on your shield? Everybody that knows me, you know, I'm a clown. I like to have fun. My Facebook page and most of my Instagram pages is memes. But every now and again, I speak out on something that catches my attention. And I've been compelled to get on live to tell you guys exactly how I feel. I was gonna save this for one of my fat mouth videos. I haven't done fat mouth in a while, and those of you that are watching that actually support my fat mouth movement, I apologize for my delay and my absence. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. But this is something that's weighing on my heart. Tonight, I can't even enjoy a meal out to eat. Decided I want to go to Salem's, right? I can't even enjoy my own meal. Why? Because Tampa, the only city in Hillsborough County, has a curfew from 7:30 to 6 a.m. tomorrow because of last night. It's sickening. What was the purpose of last night? I was briefly out. I have not seen this many people going to the movie theater when the mall actually was open the regular way. People get out their beds, jumping up, putting clothes on that probably don't even match to go out and do dumb shit. As black people, we are quick to just jump on some dumb shit. Why is that? I don't get it. I'm a very private person. A lot of times what I do is to myself. I watch. I am a people watcher. That is one of my biggest things, is because you gotta understand your surroundings. You gotta know who you're dealing with. You gotta know who's around you. So that's one of my strong suits. And so a lot of times I just observe people's behaviors, their habits. And being a black man almost 32 years, I realized that our habits, we really need to fix who we are as individuals. A lot of people, this is one thing that I came to an understanding. We have a perfect image of who we believe we are and what other people perceive us to be. And dealing with that is actually taking a self-reflection and breaking ourselves down piece by piece, attacking these flaws, these character flaws, before we are out here and we, like I said again, we're so quick to judge. What about yourself? How many times have you watched that guy beat on his wife? Deep down, you want to say something, but you're afraid. Why? You know it's drug dealing going on in your community. Why aren't you saying anything? Street cred? What is that worth? I haven't seen that on the Forbes list. What is street cred worth? Because I don't understand it. I don't understand why we don't really want the real change that we want. It's it's not so much that there's a lot of about how we're living on a day-to-day basis that can be changed. Everybody's looking for a scapegoat. White man this, Donald Trump that, Republican this, Democrat that. What about your own apartment complex? Your own street if you stay in a house? What are you doing about that? How about you change that first? Neighborhood watch. Talk to black people. We don't even talk to people. And you wonder why people believe that we're so angry all the time. We walk past people with these mugs on our faces, mad at the world. With every reason to be to an extent. But what we should be fighting this with is with love. I'm not saying love the oppressor. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the people that have not done anything to you, find a way to love on them. I'm at work, majority white people. I try to speak to as many people as I can. Whether it's a head nod, what's going on, man? What up, big dog? When people look at me, they're going to see that energy that's coming off. They're going to want to be around this energy. But being out here destroying what the places that we call home is not going to solve anything. To be quite frankly, the protester might not either. But again, there is some good that I believe that came out of the rioting. Even though I deem it to be something that could have been avoided, I do try to be optimistic about the situation. With this rioting, what it actually did is it woke a lot of white people up. I can tell you that. Understanding that when we say we want to do a peaceful protest for the exact same reason that people are rioting for, just hear me out is what we're saying. I understand it doesn't have anything directly to do with you, sir. Anything to do with you, ma'am. But hear me out. My brothers and sisters are out here getting killed in these streets. And we're tired of it. Can you support us? Oh no, y'all disrespecting the flag and y'all are not patriotic. What? Kaepernick kneeling had nothing to do with the flag or national anthem. His initial stance on why he was kneeling was to bring awareness to social injustice and police brutality. That was it. White America shunned them, shunned people that looked down upon, that supported them, because their focus is on everything outside of what he actually voiced his stance was on. And when you're dealing with people who are conditioned to believe a certain way, it's almost like talking to a wall. I've watched videos of how some people in the main community of white America, and this is just to take it off a bit. I'm just going to go, my point is on how conditioned people are to believe a certain way without any logic behind it. There was a comedian reporter asking people about Trump and if they would vote for him if he did X, Y, and Z, if he shot somebody, if he raped someone. People said they would still vote for him with no logical reason behind it, just because. And the problem is, I feel like as black people, we're conditioned to believe a certain way as well. And we have to get ourselves out of the trap box, to believe in what people want us to believe that we're nothing, that we can't do better, that there is light at the end of the tunnel. We have to encourage ourselves, encourage others. The thing about it is, as black people, I feel like if we were more happy with our own selves, because we're too busy chasing what we see on TV that society has deemed the American dream. For the most part, women of color, and this is from a most part, I'm not talking about individuals. For the most part, women want to be the Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion, Beyonce. And then the black guys want to be the Boosies and the dope boys because of the appeal. And they feel that that would make me validated. People gonna like me then. He's gonna love me now. She's gonna want me because I got a lot of money. Where are the values at? Where are the principles, standards for ourselves? Self-accountability is something that black people need to deal with. This is a black man, dark skin. Been that way since I was a jitterbug, you hear me? I love black women. But it's about the mindset. You want better, you do better. I voted for fellas to get their rights back, starting with their voting rights. So I'm out here trying to get change because I know that a felon's voting power is extremely strong because for so long, their votes weren't being counted. So it's things like that that need to be done if we really want change. So, in conclusion, because I didn't plan on staying that long, but it's something that was compelling to me that I needed to say something. And there are some people I can honestly say do look forward to me saying something. And who would I be to not speak up and share my thoughts on this entire situation? Do I deem myself to be a leader? Yeah, I do. Am I the leader that other people should look towards for answers? I can't say right now. God hasn't came into my heart and said, this is where you need to be. And anybody that knows me, I'm not going to do anything 100% if I'm not compelled to do it. So I will take my times and speak out when I feel like it's things that needed to be said. And in conclusion, again, I'm on both sides of the fence. There is no down the middle right answer. The riots are distasteful, petty, and there's no progression in it to an extent, but they were needed. What needs to happen is police reform nationwide. If I got to go to school for 2 to 4 years to get some bullshit ass degree that I'm probably not going to use, then the training to become a police officer should be longer than a few months. And that's all I got to say on that. For all those watching, this is your boy Darrell. I also go by Hollywood. Everybody know me probably from my memes. I also got a podcast called Fat Mouth. But change the mindset. Love y'all.